Fans are missing the legendary Jim Tom on Moonshiners. What happened to him? Both Mark Ramsey and Digger Maines credit their success in the moonshine business to the late Popcorn Sutton and his partner, Jim Tom Hendrick, another moonshine veteran. Of all the old-time shiners left in the Appalachia, none are more famous for their rye liquor than master distiller Jim Tom. Moonshiners said of Jim Tom in 2015. This legendary outlaw has over 50 years of experience building copper stills and perfecting his own distinct brand of White Lightning. However, fans have noticed Jim Tom is missing in action on the Discovery Channel series and want to know what happened to the moonshine legend. Nope. Jim Tom, 80, has gone legitimate, for the most part, when it comes to the making and distribution of his famous unaged rye. He has teamed up with Mark and Digger at Cigarlands Distilling Co., which is owned by Kent Woods and Ned Vickers. He is featured on the company's website. Jim Tom is a legendary moonshiner, master storyteller, and still maker, his bio reads. Over the years, he has become one of the most skilled moonshiners in Appalachian, and his original handcrafted spirits were in high demand throughout the South. Today, Jim Tom is passing his lifetime of experience on to a new generation of distillers. Before getting into moonshine, Jim Tom, who was born in North Carolina on December 25, 1940, dabbled in plumbing, electrical works, vehicle maintenance, and ham radio operation. He also released a couple of country songs, including his single, Golly That's Good. However, he found his passion when it came to creating copper stills and slinging shine. When he made his debut on Moonshiners in 2012, he instantly became a fan favorite. Jim Tom, the man, the myth, the legend. One viewer tweeted before another added, "Jim Tom, you are one of a kind." His last appearance on the show was in 2016, when he was last seen helping Josh after his split with partner Bill. "I'm more like a hermit," Jim Tom explained at the time. "I don't go many places." However, despite his time away from the reality show, we can guarantee that Jim Tom is still being a ladies' man. "The women," he responded when asked what he can't live without. "Now you just can't hardly make it without them. Now I get around. People don't know that I get around. Yes, sir. Women and booze. Ain't never been nothing that matches like that together." The moonshine business has been good to Jim Tom. According to reports, he is worth an estimated $200,000 thanks to his time on the show and his signature rye whiskey. We'll be keeping our fingers crossed for a Jim Tom cameo in 2021. Watch Moonshiners Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Discovery Channel. More from Distractify. Jeff and Lance are missing from Moonshiners, and fans are upset Moonshiner Josh Allen's Pup Cutie Pie is a Survivo meat. The real steel experts who judge Forged in Fire Fens are missing the legendary Jim Tom on Moonshiners. What happened to him? When Moonshiners first aired on the Discovery Channel in 2011, it introduced viewers to the dangerous and often secretive world of moonshining, a profession steeped in tradition and a bit of rebellion. The show gave viewers a peek into the lives of those who continue to craft illicit liquor in remote locations across the Appalachian Mountains. Amid the group of moonshiners, one personality stood out more than most. Jim Tom Hendrick, a grizzled, lovable, and highly skilled master distiller. Jim Tom quickly became a fan favorite, known for his charisma, old-school methods, and wealth of moonshining knowledge. His down-to-earth attitude, accompanied by his legendary wit, made him a unique and entertaining character. But despite his prominent role in the earlier seasons, Jim Tom has been noticeably absent from the show in recent years, leaving many fans to wonder, what happened to Jim Tom on Moonshiners? The legacy of Jim Tom, Hendrick Jim Tom, was more than just a character on Moonshiners. He was an embodiment of moonshining tradition. His role on the show was not only as an experienced distiller, but also as a source of wisdom for younger, less seasoned moonshiners who were learning the craft. Jim Tom's traditional approach to making moonshine, using copper stills and natural ingredients, reflected the long-standing practices that have defined moonshining for generations. Born and raised in the Appalachian region, Jim Tom had been making moonshine for decades before his appearance on the Discovery Channel show. With a deep knowledge of the craft, he made his mark as one of the most respected distillers in the industry. His distinctive style, including his use of sugar-based mash and old-fashioned copper stills, made him a unique figure in the world of modern moonshiners, where newer, more technologically advanced methods are often employed. Fans of the show loved Jim Tom's rustic charm and no-nonsense approach, his classic Southern sayings and dry sense of humor, along with grandfatherly figure of the show, offering advice, making moonshine, and occasionally stirring up some trouble for the younger moonshiners. But as the seasons went on, viewers began to notice Jim Tom's presence dwindling. His absence raised questions, especially given the beloved status he held among fans. Was Jim Tom retiring from moonshining? Was he stepping away from the limelight? Or had something more significant taken place behind the scenes? The initial departure. Jim Tom's first major absence from Moonshiners was in Season 6, when the show's narrative shifted towards younger and newer faces in the moonshining community. While some fans assumed this was a natural progression, the show needed to feature new talent to keep things fresh. Others were worried that something had happened to Jim Tom. His sudden disappearance from the show left a noticeable gap in the cast, as his expertise was unmatched. At first, the producers didn't provide much of an explanation for Jim Tom's absence. They simply introduced new moonshiners and carried on with the show's storylines, but fans still wondered, where was Jim Tom? In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, the show's executive producer confirmed that Jim Tom's absence was primarily due to personal reasons. At the time, it was unclear whether these reasons were related to health issues, personal conflicts, or simply his choice to step away. While Jim Tom remained a popular figure in the moonshining community, it became apparent that his personal life had taken priority over his role on the show. Health issues and personal life, though, Jim Tom never publicly stated the specific reasons behind his departure from the show. There were rumors and speculation surrounding his health. Some fans pointed to his age and the demanding nature of moonshining as factors that could have led to his decision to take a step back. Jim Tom was in his 70s when Moonshiners first aired, and as time went on, it became increasingly clear that the grueling physical labor involved in making moonshine may have taken a toll on his body. In fact, Jim Tom did open up about some health concerns in an interview with the News and Observer back in 2017. He admitted that, while he was still physically able to work, he had been dealing with back problems and other age-related health issues that made it harder for him to continue his work in the same way he once had. Additionally, Jim Tom spoke about the toll that the fame from the show had taken on his personal life. The spotlight was not something he had sought, and it had caused him to reassess what was truly important to him: his family, his privacy, and his health. Some fans believe that Jim Tom's departure from Moonshiners was a decision made for his well-being. While the spotlight may have been exciting and profitable, the stress and physical demands of being a part of a reality show, coupled with the health challenges of getting older, might have simply been too much. In this sense, his absence makes sense. Sometimes even the most beloved characters need to take a step back to focus on their personal lives. A return to simplicity, though, Jim Tom's absence from the show was a sore spot for many fans. It wasn't necessarily the end of his moonshining career. In fact, Jim Tom has continued to distill moonshine privately, focusing on his craft without the public eye on him. His commitment to maintaining traditional methods, without the need for the fame and drama of television, has earned him even more respect in the moonshine community. There have also been occasional reports of Jim Tom popping up on social media, where he offers glimpses into his life away from the cameras. Whether he's tending to his still or enjoying some much-needed downtime with family, Jim Tom has managed to stay true to the simple, fulfilling life that so many fans admired. The void left behind while Jim Tom's personal life may have taken him away from the cameras, the void he left on Moonshiners was undeniably significant. His absence has been keenly felt by fans who were accustomed to his wisdom and humor. His down-home personality was a sharp contrast to the more dramatic and often chaotic nature of the younger Moonshiners, and it's safe to say that his presence was one of the show's most charming aspects. Without Jim Tom, Moonshiners shifted its focus towards the younger generation of Moonshiners, who, while skilled in their own right, don't carry the same nostalgic, homespun appeal that Jim Tom did. While these newer faces have their own fan base, none have been able to fill the void left by Jim Tom's departure. His down-to-earth wisdom, dry humor, and steady hand at the still were irreplaceable. Fans still hold out hope despite his absence from the show. Jim Tom remains a beloved figure in the moonshine community. Many fans continue to express their hopes for his return, with some even speculating that his absence might be temporary. Some have even suggested producers of Moonshiners